Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing this morning? Happy Tuesday. My Draw Blue, Dundersnuff, John Lockridge. How you doing? Yeah, painting stream in this economy. Yeah, no kidding. It's all we can afford to do is paint the minis we already have. Be able to stick around. Okay, hey, that's cool. Yeah, no problem at all, Dunder. You do whatever real life things you need to do. Let's jump in and go ahead and get painting. I have, look at this. Look, guys, I know, much to everyone's surprise, I have more Thousand Suns to paint. So, still stuck in his house. Roads are sheets of ice down here. Oh, man. You going stir crazy? Alright. My family has pretty much resigned themselves to staying in the house for the remainder of the week. Except Painting Wife did just leave to go to the gym, and I'm gonna go to the gym afterwards after stream. So I guess we could do that, but it's also like in our neighborhood, so no big deal. Yeah, crazy stuff. We got about a foot of snow. Which I don't think we've gotten that much snow in a single day in since I was a kid, maybe before. I don't know if it's ever happened in my lifetime, getting that much snow in one 24-hour period. Pretty crazy. What do you think of the story behind a sorcerer taunting a space wolf? I don't know. I mean, I think it's a doable story. Night trap, yeah. You put enough effort into it, I'm sure it'll work just fine. Oh man, I think this dry air is getting to me. Sure, it feels kind of crummy. So yeah, yesterday, shoveled driveway with Painting Wife's help and some of the Painting Son's help. He was very helpful for about 2 minutes, and he was over it. So he just played in the snow while we went and cleared everything off. But I do not have like a snowblower or anything, so it's all by hand. So yesterday, shoveled snow. I was pretty wiped out. My back is pretty sore today, also. So that's fun. Hey Zen, what's going on, man? You kind of want to make a story about my Thousand Sons warband that hunts wolves. However, have an end. Main sorcerer dying by a space wolf. Oh, okay. Yeah, because space wolves can't lose. Canonically, GW won't let space wolves lose anything. So, a fair story beat. A lot hanging out. He's got sick in my house. Oh, jeez. Alright. Oh, poor doggo. Ah, that stinks. Jeez. Alright. Well, no shame, Zen, if you need to go take a nap or something. Is he feeling better now? Or is stuff still continuing? Doing fine this morning. Okay, that's good. Good. Hey, Quishy, what's going on? Guys, we're just gonna spend a few hours and put some base colors on some Thousand Suns Breachers. That's what we're doing. It's helmet and it's like collar here. Manure 8, asphalt on my driveway, walkway shoveled. Yeah, that's sweet. Oh, they went with a snowblower? That's legit. Getting stressed about the news. Yeah, always something to be stressed about in the news. Not that there are not horrible things happening, but this is why we take a couple hours to dissociate and paint minis. Alright, is that all the gold here? Let's take a look. We got this finished dude right here. Yeah, that's all the gold. Okay, gold trim. Just fine painting the Space Wolves scheme without wanting to paint Space Wolves. That's fair. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you, like, going out of your way just so, you know, to write all this lore just to not have to say I'm painting Space Wolves. It's great. Winter Minis did the entire Space Wolves box. It took him 66 hours to assemble and paint the entire box. Dang. That's great that Midwinter Minis is still around. Makes me really happy. Thanks, Central, for the update. Two things I love: Space Wolves and Midwinter Minis videos. I have no idea, Night Trap, what that group would be called. That would be all up to you, because it's definitely your brainchild. Oh no. Stop. I don't, dude, come on. It's 11 a.m. on Tuesday, alright? We don't need that kind of stuff. I honestly can't tell if that's real, but I'm going back to bed, guys. That was... Name for the Thousand Suns Warband, Prospero's Vindication. Yeah, it works. Like, it's not super mysterious. Thousand Sons names tend to be. We make dinner. I just want to paint minis. And just skip dinner for an evening then, right? That's no big deal. So Friday, Zen finally sat down and played a game of 3rd edition Horus Heresy. So we did a little learning game. And, yeah, Zen won that one. But 3 people relying on you for food? Oh, okay, okay. Well, I guess if there's people relying on you, then yeah, you should probably cook the food. I don't think your minis are going anywhere, Quishy. You can cook and then paint. But yeah, it was fun. The super like laid back game. Like we went really quick through a game. Breachers are pretty awesome. I agree. Things. Oh, Zen put pictures up. There you go. A little 750 point game. Notable things that happened. I had a Praetor, who's like a captain, and a Centurion, who is like a lieutenant mini in a squad, fighting against Zen. And Zen had a Centurion in that squad, and we fought a challenge Centurion on Centurion, and he just straight up slaughtered mine before I got to attack. And then the next turn, we fought a challenge with my Praetor against his Centurion, and it took 2 rounds of combat, but then he slaughtered my Praetor. So his Centurion went kind of nuts and killed everybody. Lightning Claws are really good. Something we need to remember. Everyone should remember. That's it for the gold on him. Yeah, challenges are fun. What does that name mean, Night Trap? So you have 10 breachers, and then I have 2 sergeant minis, kind of tactical sergeants. And we're gonna work on, why is there a big fuzzy on my brush? Alright, there we go. So we're gonna try to paint all in one go. A little clunky to learn, but it plays nicely. Yeah. It's good. And it's still like still feels like Heresy, right? I don't know if to you it felt like a completely different game or not, but yeah, flurry of blows with the lightning claws. It's ridiculous. Well, I'm glad I made the lightning claw Centurion, so I can mess around with that. Feels faster and more random. Yeah, no rerolls makes the game so fast. Once you get the hang of the rules, like just not having to worry about rerolls at all. Like what you get is what you get. And that's really nice. There's no like false hope of, my attack failed. It's okay, I get to reroll all of my dice. Like it's, the dice kind of expressing what's happening narratively. And so if you're thinking of it from like a narrative sense, yeah, like the dice just, rolling and then like that's what happens is very thematic from like a narrative standpoint. Because it's not just trying to game the system. Picture of the mini. Yeah, go ahead. Or cook dinner first and then take the pictures. Head out. Leave my desk because it guarantees me. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Dunder. You have a good day. I'll be too upset if you drop by and say hi later, but that's okay if you don't. You're busy. It is what it is. Yeah, no, seriously, it's cool if you don't, but I get it.
Look at me!
Alright, Quishy. Where am I looking? It's done. It's 3 down. Let's get number 4 here in the whips. Oh, cool. It's like a Warhammer Fantasy Empire mini, like a Holy Roman Empire kind of era mini. Very cool. After these Thousand Suns are done, the next Thousand Suns minis I have to paint are Saturnine Terminators. It doesn't sound very fun. Try to do military uniforms and want something vibrant. That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Jaded Valkyrie, how you doing? I painted 5 of these breachers so far. That's why I painted earlier in the year, and now I'm working on the other 10. A big squad of 15 of them. I don't know if I'm waiting on meds to kick in. Yeah, I'm a little tired this morning too, but might just be weather or something. Outside feels like January. Yeah. It is cold here. It was it got down to negative 8 degrees Fahrenheit last night, and they said that wind gusts were down to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty wild to me. Pretty wild. And I think tonight is supposed to be tonight's supposed to be colder. The rest of the week is supposed to be colder. My family has been spending time doing what we know, and that is watching Lord of the Rings. We finished the Fellowship of the Ring yesterday, and then we said we wanted to start the Two Towers today. So this will be our second watch through the Two Towers in 4 weeks, which is pretty solid. Wind chill in the teens. At least feels cold. This 80-degree business we had last week. Yeah, that's true. Well, something I am thankful for with this weather is that salt still works to melt the snow and ice, so I salted our walkway and our driveway after we cleared snow, and it cleared it out really well. So I wanted to get it down to bare pavement, and we did. So it was good. Just cruising along, I have. Just, putting on our first color here. The existence of Painting Dad implies the existence of Airbrush Mom. We do have, the Painting Wife is someone, but we don't call her the Painting Mom. The Painting Wife. Yeah, what's going on? How you doing, McMedic? Eoraptor, welcome in. What's happening? Well, I'm painting minis and trying to stay warm. Like, existence is cold right now, so... Yeah, Painting Family is home. The Painting Wife's at the gym right now, so... doing stuff. It's the first one of us has left the house since Saturday, maybe? How cold is it? Right now it is like... well, it's up to like 12 degrees right now, but the wind chill has it feeling like it's... I don't know, in the negatives, but it got down to -8 last night, Fahrenheit. And it's going to be colder tonight. Which I honestly, at least since I've owned this home, I don't think we've ever had a time as cold as this, so... not here, at least. Alright. We got the gold on that one. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Canada. Yeah. I'm honestly just waiting for a text or a call from my son's school at like noon to see if they cancel school tomorrow. Because today I think school was technically canceled because of the cold, like the extreme cold. So the rest of the week it's going to get colder. So I'm just kind of assuming that it's going to be canceled the rest of the week. Only 48 out here at 8:30. Oh no. Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Yeah, John, I'm wife and son are hoping the same. I like having them home, but I miss my routine. I don't know if any other middle-aged folks have learned this about themselves, but for me, when I have a routine, like, I kind of thrive, and I get things done, and like everything's great. When I don't have a routine, I just collapse and like nothing happens. Wants to go on a walk? That sounds horrible right now. Yeah, you enjoy. Horrible with the weather that we have. See the cancellation days when they did the delayed start. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, they're waiting for it. My son has had one snow day so far before this week. So he's probably going to have some makeup days. If this whole week is out. Which is crazy, but yeah, it's fine. He gets out of school really early in the year anyway. So it'll be all right. Makes up a day or two. I'm sure he won't be happy about it, but what you gotta do. You should work on some minis. Canceled today for the cold. They gotta take the rest of the week off. Yeah, yep. Yeah, this is the warmest day of the week. Today. Yeah, it gets colder from here. Yeah, that's been kind of our family's expectation since Sunday. Was that if they call off Tuesday was the one day where we're like, they might have school because it's a little warmer, but they didn't have school. Hey, Raja. Good morning. I did play some more Thronefall. If any of you guys were in stream on Sunday, I was playing this little game I found called Thronefall. It's like a tower defense game. And I beat the game, the like quote-unquote story of the game, on Sunday night on stream. But I've been playing it more because it's about like being a completionist, like getting a high score and like, you know, earning the things. I have everything unlocked for the game, which is kind of cool. You unlock things early and then you play the game, right? Like there's a lot more to do once you have everything unlocked, but I found some good winning strategies in that game. Kids out waiting for the bus in that kind of weather is a bad idea. Yeah, exactly, Jaded. Yeah, it's, and I know people that like, I don't know. I have heard people complain. You know, grumble, they never called off school for cold when I was a kid. Grumble. And, you know, all that stuff. But, it's essentially like, you know, it's that, like, classic, like, boomer tale of, like, you know, we did this and we were okay. It's like, yeah, you were, you know, like, nobody wore seatbelts when you were a kid and you turned out fine. But what about the countless thousands of people who were killed? You know, it's like people get hurt when, especially kids. Like we don't take chances with kids' health, right? So, so they cancel school with kids that walk to school and kids waiting at the bus stop in mind and everything, and yeah, right, yeah, exactly, just all that, yeah. We also smoked inside back in the day, yeah. We never had autism. Wasn't a thing when I was a kid, says the man with the entire basement full of a train collection that no one's allowed to touch. I think that's it for that guy. 6 down. That's your dad? Yeah. We had good ice back when I was young and innocent. We got free from school as well. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, EO. So, even when EO was a kid, that was a while ago. I don't know how long ago, but yeah. Apparently, you guys don't get ice often though, or like snow and ice. So, it's serious though. You know, It's pretty simple. Like take care of kids. I don't I don't see the controversy that happens with that. Anybody who has kids know, and most people who don't have kids know, that kids are really bad about making responsible decisions. My son would wear a hoodie every day to school, no matter the weather. Like, it's 15 degrees outside when we go to the bus stop. He'd choose to wear a hoodie. He tries to wear a hoodie and gets mad when I tell him to put on his winter coat. And then he puts on his winter coat and he's shivering at the bus stop. Like, Hayes and I used to have ice every year. Oh, wow, okay. Dang. You know, autistic kids in my day, so the guy called Bug Boy Bobby in school. Yeah, yeah. Went from my mom's school to mine in middle school, high school. And you got hit one morning? Like by a car, my troll? No way. That's insane. When I was a kid, about responsible kid decisions. So I did not like.
First, let me take just a moment.
Hey, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. So I didn't like my parents like leaving. My parents tried to take me to like a summer camp and would like take me places and stuff and kids' birthday parties and things, and I always hated it. When I was little, I was maybe like 5 or 6. I had a friend from school had a birthday party at a Chuck E. Cheese. If you guys know what a Chuck E. Cheese is. If you're not familiar with Chuck E. Cheese is like an arcade for kids, where their mascot is a rat and they serve bad pizza. Like, that's Chuck E. Cheese. So a classmate had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Hey, is that Vluge? Is that how you pronounce your name? This red, if you type in !red, it's actually in my recipe with how I put that red on. It's very intense process to put this red down. Mazes in a big ball. I don't think they had I don't remember Chuck E. Cheese having mazes or a ball pit. Charles Entertainment Cheese is a mouse. I'll have you know he's a rat. He's a rat. Yeah, that's crazy, John. Yeah, that's wild. Like 4th grade and your power goes out right after. Yeah. So, my stop was going with us in front of her. I was able to ninja out of the way by putting a hand on the hood and jumping. That's crazy. And she just ran. Literally just a hit and run from an old lady. Yeah, so my parents took me to this birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. And my mom had my brothers with her, my older brothers, and they weren't staying for the party, so she dropped me off and told me they would be across the street eating at McDonald's while I was at the party, you know. And I guess I was just kind of like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Well, I think what happened was I walk in and go to like check in. I think my mom, she brought me in or whatever. Well, I go to play games and I didn't realize like I didn't have any money on me, and they're like arcades where you like buy coins and you go you know, and use them to play the arcade games. And I panicked and I ran out of Chuck E. Cheese. Like, no adult stopped me. Like, there was no way, you know, like a 5-year-old. I ran out of Chuck E. Cheese through the parking lot. I crossed the busy street and ran across to McDonald's and went and got my mom and told her I didn't have any money for stuff. She was so mad. Not at me. She was so mad at the Chuck E. Cheese and like the people that were there and everything. Yeah. It was a busy street too that I crossed. And you better believe I didn't wait for some kind of, you know, walkway traffic, like traffic light crossing sign or anything. Like I looked both ways and ran across the street. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, yeah. Alternate dimension me was hit by a car. Yeah, this is the same where I lived through that incident. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, everything on this guy, I think it is. That's 7. Well past the halfway mark. Lost in the woods when I was 3 because I followed our dogs up into the woods. Dang, were your dogs with you? Was it one of those instances where like your dogs kept you safe or whatever while you were gone for 3 days? Are you that kid, Raisha? A like 3-year-old boy was lost in the woods for 3 days with his dog. He's like in his PJs when they found him. It's just like all haggard looking. The 2 most popular flavors of ice cream. It's like vanilla and then there's something weird that I would not have expected. I can't remember what it is though. Dogs with gels let him off and headed home. That'd be pretty funny. It's like an hour. Dang. That's crazy. It's just chocolate and vanilla? Okay. Okay. Is there like a punchline? I'm gonna make some more ice cream for my Ninja Creamy today. And I'm going to make I want to make blueberry cheesecake ice cream. That's what I'm going to do. Dang, Spitfire, what's going on, man? Thank you for the sub. Just crying because I'm lost in 3 and my mom panic. Yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable response, I feel like. Like lost in the woods as a 3-year-old. That sounds terrifying. It's one of 2 things when you're 3 years old, probably. Either it's absolutely terrifying, or you're just completely clueless and you're just like, you know, oh, look, I'm just playing on my own kind of thing. Where chocolate and vanilla made from? Okay, cocoa beans and vanilla beans. Okay. You say we're just eating beans? Yeah, bean flavored ice cream. I'm cool with that. Yeah, red bean is really popular flavor in Japan. Yeah, and like China and everything, right? Just Asia in general likes red bean, or red bean paste is definitely a unique flavor. It's not my favorite. I can understand why people like it though. It's like earthy, but I guess like chocolate is like really earthy too, right? Just like a different kind of earthy flavor. So yeah, I bought some mochi for my son and I, and they were red bean, and he did not like them. He didn't like the matcha ones either. I was thinking next time whenever I go to that market, getting some chocolate mochi, seeing if that's better. He tried it though. Popular American sandwich is peanut butter and jelly. Peanuts aren't nuts, they're beans. Yeah, they're legumes, right? strawberry mochi. That sounds really good. Does sound good. And if I remember correctly, Japanese people love strawberries. Like strawberries are like really, really popular in Japan. Greenleaf, you're pregnant with kittens. I'm sorry. I don't know if I want. Is this another thing like the horrifying news we learned about the content creator earlier this morning? I don't know. Hope everything's okay. What happened this morning? I was just zen, just telling me news about people that I don't want to hear. I am not there's a couple content creators on the internet that I'm not a big fan of. And Zen knows that, and so he tells me every time they post a video, he tells me what it's about, because he watches them. He claims he doesn't like their content, but he literally watches like all. Yeah, it is Midwinter Minis. Yep. So you caught me. A Space Wolf entered the chat. Yes, just a random Space Wolf just comes in. They're like, I'm pregnant with kittens. And you're just like, what? No, not that. Sorry, no, Spitfire, no. It just horrifying news for my ears to hear and my eyes to read. It's a dude who's making mistakes. Isn't that bad? Yeah. Sure. Midwinter had kittens. Yes. Go tell everyone far and wide. Going back onto the... It's for the best. Doesn't like Midwinter, and I want Zendrovan. I think he does like Midwinter Minis, though. Raja, you started Vampire Survivors? What do you think? What do you think so far? Yeah, my issue with Midwinter isn't... It's not about the content that he makes, which wouldn't normally be something I'd subscribe to anyway. And he makes some, like... He makes very YouTubey videos, right? And that's whatever. My main issue with him is, you know, things that he does in his personal life that bled out into the public, like the crazy infidelity on his like postpartum wife and everything, and all of that. And I'm not cool with that. And, sure, he deserves privacy and doesn't deserve to have his public life spilled, but also I am allowed to make a reasonable judgment based on the information that's available, and I choose to have no respect for someone that treats their family like that. So, yeah. But that's like years old news at this point, but was any of that confirmed? As far as I know, between the different parties, yes, and I think it's actually something he talked about. Because he did one of those, like, oh, I made a mistake kind of thing, but, like, I don't know. There are mistakes, and then there are, like, like, whoops, I slipped and fell kind of thing. Like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guy wants to move on, and he wants to, keep going with his job and everything, and that's whatever. He has a right to continue to do that, and I have a right to show absolutely zero respect for him and his work. Well, I mean, did he face consequences though? Like, I don't know. Like, I understand real life, it's not always just like a zero sum thing, right? So that's fine. People want to watch his stuff and they enjoy his content. That you're more than happy to do that, and I don't judge anybody for watching someone or whatever, supporting someone who does that kind of stuff. Just I don't. And every couple months we have a kind of a similar conversation, and I think my opinion is still pretty firm on a point. Not all of his points. He got a lot of points to make up. Yeah, he does. I think he realizes he made a mistake, or made a series of very bad and poor choices, which I guess is I guess goes against some of the I agree with don't support jerks. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I do like to read some drama, especially when it happens in this hobby, so I can't say I don't follow it, because it's like such a small sphere that I guess I'm in, and we're kind of in, when we deal with like these little, oh, he's like one of the biggest YouTubers and he's got 100,000 subscribers or whatever, which is like nothing compared to so many other like spaces. But yeah, like real me, painting dad in real life, I'm a very private person, and I also don't care to know other people's business, like on a on a very personal level, especially like other people's, like, all of their problems are little dramas, because everybody's got problems, right? And so it's too much to handle when that goes on. But an entertaining story when it comes to a, I guess, reasonably popular figure in our space is hard for me to ignore. Yeah, and I think the fact that he admitted that he did something wrong and like it was his fault and stuff. I think it does show it shows something positive, and I think having kind of the microphone in that situation, he could have just as easily like went the other way and made excuses, and there would have been probably hundreds of thousands of people that would believe him. So, I think that does speak something, but I'm not gonna support the guy. So. So there was so with all these snowstorms happening, we got about a foot of snow. Well, our little town has a bunch of like snowplow equipment. And they've been going through and plowing all these like little roads and everything. Well, they have like a bobcat. Like one of the little like shovel construction machines or whatever. And they were driving that around with the shovel on and just shoveling snow off the road. And so they did that all Sunday night and Monday. And is it Monday? Yeah, so Monday evening, they're shoveling, and I noticed like this guy's in this bobcat. He is shoveling snow and just like putting it onto like the side of the road. Just giant piles of snow. And I look outside, and in the corner of our yard, we have a massive, like 6-foot tall mountain of snow that this guy shoveled into our yard. It's he's not blocking driveways or anything, which is really good, but it was pretty awesome. So we were climbing on the snow mountain yesterday. I did once, and I was exhausted from shoveling all the snow, but some was playing on Snow Mountain. It's like packed in just enough to where you can like climb it. It's great. All right. We are done with the breachers. So now I have 2 sergeants. Paints are to go on. So this guy just got a bolt pistol. He's pointing, menacingly. This guy's cool. I gave him a little tabard, little like Thousand Suns tabard thing. I'll definitely figure out some colors for things as we go, but important thing about the sergeants, they all get a white shoulder pad, which I actually have to pull out my breacher sergeant because I get a little extra, so we'll pull him out. His mask gold. What do you guys think of the Iron Warrior stuff that was shown yesterday? They showed the new like Warsmith guy for 40k. It's like a named character, and then an upgrade set for Chaos Space Marines to be turned into Iron Warriors. What's the opinions? I personally think they look solid. I think there's a ton of really cool stuff in there, and a big part of my influence is that I feel like those all work really well in 30k. So if you're a 30k Iron Warriors player, I think you're going to be buying some of those upgrade sets and that character, and I think you'll be using almost all the pieces. If you want, you can use almost all those pieces. Definitely for like, late Heresy. Iron Warriors and everything, where they get all the cool new equipment, right? But it's starting to get a little chaosy. And I wonder if there's some intention from GW making that kind of sprue. And it seems like they've been doing, like, they have like the Night Lord's kit and the Emperor's Children stuff that came out, and the Berserkers, where they're using old marks of armor, which makes sense from a lore point, right? They're these veterans that are just keeping their armor for hundreds of years or whatever. But hold on, did my chat not refresh? What is this? Dang, yeah, my chat never refreshed. What is going on here? Hold on. Is that not... Hold on. 1 second, guys. My chat is... I can see chat on Twitch. The Iron Warriors, yeah. It says okay, none of weapon swaps. I do agree with that, yeah. Somebody type something in chat real quick. See if it pops up. Hey, Tuvon. Yeah, my chat isn't working. I can see it on Twitch. What in the world? This is chat through Restream. So it's like all of my Restream chat. What's going on here? I don't know what's happening. Huh. Well, okay. Try this, see if this works. Looks like Painting Sun does not have school tomorrow. Okay, so what I did, hold on, I gotta do this. So I'm gonna turn off the YouTube stream because I can't read chat from YouTube right now. So I'm just gonna say there's no one watching YouTube anyway. I'm just gonna say bye to YouTube, and we're just gonna stream on Twitch. All right, it's Twitch stream now. Okay. Like I said, the foot they show was was mutilators, probably doable with new obliterators. Yeah. Okay, just a Twitch stream now today, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at me!
Anyway, what was I doing? In the whips? Okay, sweet. Let me just make sure. Let me get this last piece on this guy here. Put paint on my brush already. And whips, is this the Gundam Mini? I think the Iron Warriors minis look really cool. Something interesting, and I saw people like getting really mad about this, is that the character has Cataphractii Terminator shoulder pads, but the rest of his armor is Indomitus pattern Terminator armor. So it's almost like cheating, where they're like, oh look, it's hey, it's got Cataphractii, but they just took like the 40k Indominus armor and they just put the shoulder pads on it. Oh yeah, it looks good. Man, he got the weathering on it too and everything. Is he missing an arm? That's great. It's got like the cords spilling out of it and stuff, like the cables. That's really cool. That's awesome, Blue. Yeah, that's a good call. Because it's supposed to be like a wrecked Gundam, isn't it? So that makes sense. Nice. Logistics for so long, they kind of have to be kit bashing. Yeah, no, it's true, Jaded Valkyrie. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't care. I think it's cool, and 90% of people aren't going to notice, but some people are quite perturbed. Tips for painting lightning bolts on Night Lords? Yeah. So I've painted my fair share of lightning bolts on Night Lords. So essentially you want to do like a 3-step process. Typically your Night Lords, their actual armor color will be a very dark blue. So you're going to take a blue that's just ever so slightly brighter, like barely brighter, and you're going to put some general shapes for your lightning. So you're going to put kind of thick, not like crazy thick lines, but kind of, reasonably wide lines. In like a basic shape of lightning. You don't have to have the crazy little like lightning shape to them or anything, just your basics on the lightning. Then you're going to take a very bright, I was taking like white blue from Pro Crow, and I was mixing it into that blue, And you do like, I don't know, a 2 parts dark, 1 part bright blue mix. And then you're going to make thinner lines, and you're going to kind of give them like, I kind of wiggle my hand while I'm drawing the lines. Like you kind of shake and stutter your hand a little bit. And you get a little bit of that random kind of lightning pattern to it. And you start branching off, and you kind of make those little branches and everything. And then I just take the pure white blue, or I can make it just brighter, like 2 parts white blue, 1 part dark blue. And you basically just keep making your lines thinner, keep doing the squiggle pattern, and then you keep you keep going brighter, and that's kind of just what you do. I guess you'd have to salvage armor and use what they have. Yeah, perturbed. Yeah, Son of Perturabo is perturbed about something. I know. Wild, isn't it? Making good time. Only an hour, a little over an hour so far in this gold. This is our last mini, so we'll move right on to the silver. Let's look at another Primarch. Yeah, probably Leman Russ. And I have said this many times, there's a very cool way to do Leman Russ. And I doubt GW will do it because it means that Space Wolves have to look like bad guys to some people at some point. And GW would never do that. Space Wolves are the I cannot lose faction in GW's mind. Yeah, it needs to be Demon Russ. Yep. Yeah, no Perturabo. Yeah. I think Loyalists need a Primarch next, right? That's kind of the order. And they gotta do something different. They already have 2 human-like Primarchs, so let's change it up a bit. Vulcan would be cool. Dorn would be too boring. Just doing yet another human, another like grumpy old man. Like Dorn would be the worst choice in my opinion for the next one. Dorn's cool, don't get me wrong. But streams from my YouTube as well. Folks want to go back to him. Oh, cool. All right. Corax would be a good one. Yeah. Corax could be a similar situation as Leman Russ too, where he comes back as like a demon basically. Is Warforged just a brick wall with a cannon on top? Yeah. It's gonna be Perturabo, you guys. Games Workshop did mention Demon Perturabo. Demon Primarch Perturabo. So, I know Iron Warriors fans like to say that Perturabo would never become a demon, but he literally did according to GW. So... I don't know. Jaded Valkyrie. I wouldn't quite take that information for what it is, because that would mean that Perturabo coming back would be like Dorn coming back, right? I don't think that's necessarily the case. Just like Angron coming back isn't necessarily like mean that what Sanguinius would probably be his biggest rival. And he didn't come back next. It was Lionel Johnson. I don't know if he ever fights Angron in the Heresy. Corax, yeah, Corax is actively hunting Lorgar. Yeah, I think that's going on in actual lore. Yeah. Okay, I think we got all the gold on these minis. Step 1 done. Okay. Let's get some steel. Yeah, Corax is one of my favorite Primarchs. It's really cool. That down. Let's get a little bit of flow improver. Shrike Plato's cool. Yeah, his helmetless head's really bad. Yeah, Shrike's helmetless head. Anybody remember the old Shrike mini, the pre-Primaris mini, where he was just like a jump captain with lightning claws? And everybody's like, yeah, that's sick. Also, if you guys didn't notice, this mini right here, he does not have a helmet. I currently have, aside from this guy, I have 2 painted models of my Thousand Suns army without helmets. One of them is Magnus. So this guy will be the 3rd helmetless mini in my Thousand Suns army. I thought it looked cool. The head that I put on here is a resin head from the Librarian Consular upgrade for the Thousand Suns. It gave a helmet and a helmetless head version. I really like the helmetless head, so I wanted to add it somewhere. So I figured a cool like veteran sergeant would be a good one. Shrike to be a Night Lord. Little birds, yeah. Spitfire, you've been painting and playing a lot of Old World lately, is that right? No, not you. Dang. Okay. I thought I okay, it's been Horus Heresy that I've been seeing. Yeah. How's your Horus Heresy journey been going? How you liking it? Okay. I get some. I'll occasionally browse Instagram and I'll see some people, and I get updates from you a lot. And I couldn't remember. There's someone else that plays Old World that I'm familiar with that I didn't expect to be an Old World player. There's the painted one. How did I do this? Let's see. Okay, that would be silver. I'm painting these backpacks consistently. Age of Sigmar models need 2. So many good ones. Chaos cool. City of Sigmar's cool. Sigmarines are cool. Yeah. The Age of Sigmar minis I like are the ones that I can see use for in the Old World. It just works out that way for my interests. Okay. We got that. I think the last thing we need to do is just get his bolter. In a couple weeks. Is that not this weekend, next weekend? I'm going to be playing some Heresy. We're doing a little Zone Mortalis event at my local store. And maybe I'll bring my Breachers for that game. I don't particularly like using Breachers, but they'd be thematic, right, for Zone Mortalis. Okay, I think that's it. Silver on there. Yeah, okay. I think we're moving on to the next one. Do this other sergeant first. Gotta be honest, kind of tired of painting Mark II. It takes forever to paint compared to Mark VI. But I still have 10 unassembled Mark II Tactical Marine minis. I don't even know what I'm going to do with them. I have no idea. I don't want to make them into more, just more tactical Marines. I like using them on something unique. One of my thoughts was to take 5 of them and to turn them into like melee veterans / command squad. To add to my own command squad. Add some variety, and I have that melee weapon pack, so I can give them like I give like a dude a thunder hammer and give them some other cool weapons, like a power spear and everything. Like that'd be cool. If I did that with 5 of them, if I got another command squad box with Mark 6 Marines, then I would have Mark 3, Mark 2, and Mark 6 veterans for the command squad, and I could mix them up. That'd be cool. Be like a true, like, mixed unit of veterans. Okay, pistol. Happy if we finish the silver today. Okay, I don't know if this will take more time or less. It take a little more time than the gold. Tomorrow we finish out base colors and put washes on minis. Or maybe I do that tonight on my own, I don't know. Hey, Aslane Grants, how you doing? How's your day been? Staying warm? Okay, yeah, legit. Sergeant done. That's a lot of Death Guard from someone getting out. Whoa, that's cool. They painted? Are you gonna paint them, or how's that gonna work? 5,000 points. That's a lot. It is a ton of Death Guard. Not hard scheme, should be pretty quick. Okay, that's good to know. Deathguard are intimidating, honestly. They always seem easy to paint, and then when you start painting, you're like, wow, there's 1,000 colors on each dude. It's Army of 100 character minis, yeah. Yeah, it is. That's good, though. Yeah, you got something interesting to paint each time, right? It's like something different with all the minis. Totally fair. I think you're doing Byzantine Cities of Sigmar army. Oh, cool. Alright. What kind of minis would you use for that? Is that more just the colors or what? Oh, Mydro, where am I looking? Is this Blood Bowl? Blood Bowl Tomb Kings? You finished? Alright. Just a moment. Different minis for cavalry. Okay, okay. So using the basic minis, painting them different, and then maybe a couple extras. Ooh. Got the bolter. Okay. Which got Mydro? Let's see. Oh, they're done. Nice. The grass looks like it's standing up pretty well. Is that what did you do to figure out how to get stand up? Hope and pray? Okay, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Constantinople will not fall. Trust me, guys. Alright. Alright, next one. What's the Look at Me soundbite from? Yeah, it's from Rick and Morty. Yeah, a guy called Mr. Meeseeks. It's like a creature that's... It's weird. Like, it's created... You ask it to help you with something, and when it I guess decides it helped and you improved on the thing or helped your situation, it just dies. That's how it works. So it could live for like, 10 minutes. It could live for days or whatever, but yeah. Seal. Okay, yeah. It's cool, all the Dacians. Hey, McMedic, welcome back from your walk. How was it? Is it cold? Yeah, disposable assassin for random tasks. Yep. Let's get Jack and fix it. Good deal. You got wine? Alright. You're going to wine and paint? Is that the next step here? Oh, cool. Okay, what game did you get? We're the King. I feel like I've heard of that. Turn-based RPG, nice. Alright. 4 minis done. 8 more to go. I was thinking with like the weather that we've had, I'm very thankful that my family and I make it a point to cook meals every day or almost every day of the week. We always have plenty of food, and we never have like a situation where like, man, there's nothing in the house whatsoever. So if things are closed down, we're normally good. We just continue on business as usual. Well prepared is good. Yeah, yep. We don't keep like a ton of extra staples or anything, but you know, we plan our meals out a week in advance. We'll make sure we have everything for that. It was in 2020 we tried to build up like a little stockpile, like, hey, let's keep some staples around of things that, you know, that won't expire, that we can use in you know, emergency, and everybody's buying toilet paper. And Painting Wife is like an anti-hoarder, so we literally had it for like 6 months, and then she started going through it, and then it never existed again. I disconnecting from chat again? What in the world is going on? Yep. Oh, you got some friends in Poland visiting. Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, my chat's been all wonky today, guys. I'm sorry. Things been messing up. Yeah, I think that's it for the silver on that guy. So before I started using Restream and streaming on YouTube and Twitch, I just stream on Twitch, and the Twitch chat every once in a while, like, it just kind of stops where you need to like actively refresh it before you where you can see everybody's comments. And I've been using Restream now for like 2 years or so, and so I completely forgot that that was a thing. For a long time I thought it was just the tablet I use to read chat, but it has worked fine with Restream for years now. Yep. Bob, Tavern, welcome in, guys. How are you all doing? I am doing really well. Yeah. Staying warm. Just good. We got a giant winter storm going on right now. So it's cold. It's very cold outside. Just wet inside. Isn't it always like that, though? Working a taxes related job, so it's always a fun time of year. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet. Dang. I'm just waiting on some paperwork to come in, and I'll probably file our taxes. Probably be beginning of February, though, when I get around to it, or when we get everything. Oh, more than normal. Okay, okay. Past like 12 months have been pretty crazy weather-wise for us. I know last March, my house got hit by a tornado, which is wild. Like, I never would have thought. It was an EF0, which is like the smallest tornado that, you know, they categorize or whatever, but still, it hit my house and knocked over a tree. Like a whole tree. I'd rather not have any tornado equivalent incidences this year. An overgrown dust devil. Yeah, I mean, sure. Call it that, but it put a line of destruction through my neighborhood. I'm kind of mad it didn't blow off shingles from my house, though, because we need a new roof. Well, we need our shingles replaced, at least. It's that time. And insurance is going to start getting mad at us. Yeah, thank you, Jaded. Yeah, I appreciate it. Halfway done on the silver. Not bad. This will be good minis to go on my bingo card, my local store. I have a lot of gaming I need to do basically to catch up, though. The gaming is the one that, for entries on the bingo card, is a lot of gaming that needs to happen. So that's the one I normally have the least amount of time for. Try to get some gaming this weekend. That's what I'll do. Painting base colors feels like the bane of my existence. But I know there's one color I'm gonna paint on these guys that's I'm gonna spend 3-4 hours on it. On just that color. On these 12 minis. Go to highlight the red. What are the nozzles and flare things on the backpack? No idea. Absolutely no idea. They are things that I paint silver and gold. I think it's like respiratory, like filtration. So if I had to guess, these things would be vents for the filtration system. And these bottom ones are maybe like heat sinks or whatever for the actual power pack itself. Excuse me. That would be my guess. Paint them to look hot. Never knew what they were. Yeah. No, that'd be cool. Yeah, like some like heat staining on them. Ridge vent, yeah. Thoughts on volumetric highlighting? What kind of thoughts? Like, yeah, sure. It's like its own particular style, right? And the volumetric highlights. 4 more left to go. Worth the effort trying to get true metallics kind of does already. Yeah, metallics can be difficult to highlight, the true metallics and stuff. Just getting your kids take a nap is like being Iron Man in the Hulkbuster suit. Yeah. Hopefully not actually acting out the scene, but yeah, I understand. No, the kid will conk out after dinner, or like 6:30 p.m. or something. That's what'll happen, and then won't go to sleep all night. Okay, just in your head, yeah. Oh my gosh. See the light at the end of the tunnel. Just a few more. And we can maybe fit in one more color. just need short recharge. I think my older son is sleeping right now. Yeah, yeah. I do not miss those days. I mean, a nap time during these snow days would be great for all involved, but yeah, it's too cold to go outside, yeah. It's exhausting just trying to walk through the snow. It gets so deep. Alright. Are snowshoes more of a specialized thing or more normal for people up there? No, I don't know anybody that owns snowshoes. We don't get that much snow. No, if it snows out, you wear a pair of boots. That's the general consensus. No, I don't know about like people in like Cleveland, Toledo that get like lake weather. I don't know if snowshoes are a thing for them, but not in not in like central Ohio it isn't. Boots for keeping feet dry, yeah. Yeah. So if you wear shoes that water can get in when you're walking in the snow, the snow's gonna get all over your shoes and then it's gonna melt and your feet will get soaking wet. If your feet get wet while you're outside, or even when you're inside, I mean like when you come inside, like your feet are gonna be freezing cold. That's not good for your feet. Yeah, wet and cold is not good. Not a good combo. There you go. Okay, yeah, double layer socks. Yesterday, what we did, I went and cleared out the driveway. My wife and I went and shoveled snow all morning, but we got hand warmers, and I just put them on top of my toes when I put my feet in my boots, and it was very nice. My feet were very warm. It was great. Not like very warm, like just warm enough. My toes weren't numb by the time I was coming inside. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have like specific snowshoes. What I do have is a pair of work boots I had from a job. I worked at a company that would give us we get a credit for a free pair of like work boots every year. And so I had a particular brand I liked, and I would go buy a pair every year. But those, I'd never ruined one pair of boots. They were, they were really good quality boots. So I have all these extra pairs of boots. I'm still wearing the first pair, and I wear them as my snowshoes. They're steel-toe boots, but they're insulated and they're waterproof and everything. So don't have to worry about leaks in my shoes. Yeah, solid deal. Okay, get these vents. I'm gonna do a once over on these minis when I'm done, just to make sure I painted everything I need to. Okay. Boots, big HQ in Nelsonville. I used to go by all the time back when I drove for Schwann's. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had one of those stores. It's like a all these corporate entities like do business with this store, where I don't know, maybe they give them their boots cheaper or something, but I would literally go in there once a year, pick out a pair of boots I want. They would scan my employee ID, and I would just walk out with a pair of boots. Or if they didn't have my size, they would order my size and I'd come by and pick them up. I'd get a $250 pair of boots free every year. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for another color. I essentially have two more colors for my base color to put on. I have a bright neutral gray, and everything that will end up being white. Then I have a dark neutral gray, like cables and things like that. A lot of other little parts, like in between their armor and everything, the little like inner joints. Hello, painting wife. How are you?
I'd like to inform you that your family will be home with you yet again tomorrow.
Oh, nice. I saw a text from Painting Son's school. I was wondering about yours, but
Mine just came in.
okay. I think yeah, you guys definitely are home for the week, aren't you?
Yepper.
Crazy. Love you, bud. Yo, another day home. I'm never gonna get my peace and quiet. Yeah, free painting wife stream. Yeah, I'll tell her you guys said hi. Yeah, it was a good company I worked for that gave the free boots. They did a lot of stuff like that. Is Twitch chat not working now? Okay, weird. Okay. Park, I had to buy it myself. Yeah. I worked a job where they required you to have, like steel toe boots, but they paid like garbage. So it was like a warehouse job I had when I was younger. And it's crazy because, you go to like some crappy place like Walmart and you buy like a $40 pair of boots. And then they last like 3 months and you have to buy more boots, right? And you guys ever hear like the theory about like being poor is more expensive than being rich? And that's like actually one of the examples they use is like buying boots. How if you can't afford to buy boots, you buy crappy boots that break down, and then you're stuck in a perpetual cycle of buying crappy boots that keep breaking down. And you can like never like get out of that cycle because you don't make the money to get out of it. Yeah, the boot economic theory. Yeah. So I was like that, man. It was crazy too because like I worked really hard at that job. It was a really physically demanding job, and I remember my boots just breaking down after a few months, and I was like, man, this job is really rough. Like it's breaking down these boots. I don't think it was the job. I think it was just the crappy boots. But yeah, then I started working for this European company. They're like, yeah, you need boots. Here. Go scan your ID card and get boots. Pratchett was the one that made that? Oh, okay, okay. I've never read anything from him. Got good boots, yeah. Wow, that's fair shaded Valkyrie. The fire line? Are you a firefighter? Is that what a fire line is? I'm not sure. I'm assuming it is. My oldest brother was a wildland firefighter in California for a summer. He had some pretty wild stories. I can get these handles. I don't think any of them were fire related. Of course, we need boots, but also insoles. Yeah, it's true. Especially if you're working in like a warehouse environment, like it's all concrete. Like you have to have something comfortable for your feet, because that destroys your feet, it destroys your knees and your hips and everything. Like it just wrecks you being on concrete all day. You can't work without muck boots. Oh, okay, interesting. You're a park ranger at a park with a lot of prairies, so we had wildland firefighter duties. Oh, okay. That's crazy. I have a friend, I think it's like his dream is just to be a park ranger. He just wants to, like, I don't know, he thinks he feels it's more freedom. I'm just like, which maybe it is, you know? That's cool. I think that's, pretty solid goal, honestly. When you went out there, if you got normal boots, you'll be cold instantly. Yeah. Those things. There, accents, okay. I might try to do a little bit of work on these tonight on my own. Get those base colors and get at least the washes down. If I can get those washes down tonight, then means I can jump right in. We don't have to sit and stare at paint dry for an hour tomorrow. Be nice. Parts are amazing. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's fair. Federal parks pay well, though. The handles, we got that. Got his gun. I think this guy's good. Next one. He's good. Veteran Sergeant here. Work is weird today. Scheduled on walk through the snow and people canceling or not showing up. Dang. Okay. School's out for you guys again too, yeah. I'm just waiting to see if they just call the, like Thursday and Friday and like, yep, we're just calling the rest of the week. I could let's do a little more. We'll do some more. I'll start with white here. Yeah, I think after stream I'm going to head out to the gym and I'll get to see how our neighborhood roads are. But that's probably the most driving I'm doing this week. Get some basics on here. I know I need to get parts of the shoulder pad. Get this icon here. We'll come back with a smaller brush and do that, and then we need to get the bolter casing. Just start on the bolter casing. Yeah, very thankful right now that my wife works at a school and can get the days off like this, and then that I work from home, so I don't have to worry about going out in this either. It's good. Gas station lunch clogging orders a day at a time. Dude, stop. The country has a lot of attractive benefits, but this isn't one of them. Yeah, you're just last to get your roads plowed and everything. Well, it depends on the gas station, though. Like, Sheetz is pretty good for lunch. And that's a gas station. Just slap flamethrowers onto your car? Yeah, it's no big deal. Ice on top of the snow, yeah. Do we have Stewart's? No, I've never heard of Stewart's. We just started getting Sheetz opening up here a couple years ago. And now they're all over the place in Ohio. Like everywhere. Quick Trip is another one. It's a convenience store and gas station. Oh, nice. Sheetz miss having something like that in Colorado. Yeah. We're getting Wawa. Are you getting Wawa, really? I've heard about that. Is that another Pennsylvania chain, or where's Wawa from? No, Raja. No, you're gonna eat your Skyline chili flavored ice cream and be happy with it. Seriously though, I want to go to Grader's and try that. You're getting a Buc-ee's near you? I am so sorry. I just hope you're ready for traffic to be completely messed up for the next 2 years. Because that's what's going to happen when that Buc-ee's opens near you. Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's, dude. I'm pronouncing that just fine. That's on you, Raja. Okay, we'll wait on some of the pieces on this. We'll get some of the easier stuff. We have one more sergeant whose shoulder I need to get. No, I know. Yeah, the seasoning for the Skyline flavored ice cream, it does look good. They put oyster crackers in the ice cream, which is wild to me. That's the craziest part about all of it. You pronounce it your way? Jaded Valkyrie, it's a whole thing. It is not a chili that you're thinking. It is a chili with like a cinnamon aspect to it. But then it's like cinnamon and nutmeg are like two big flavors in that chili. Apparently, I've never actually eaten their chili, but everything looks horrid from that restaurant. But the ice cream took some of the like spices in the chili and used it to make a flavor of ice cream. And they took oyster crackers, because that's like always a thing at Skyline, and they put oyster crackers in the ice cream. Salty and crunchy, yeah. It's Greek meat sauce that they call chili. Okay. It is a Cincinnati, Ohio thing. Yep, served over spaghetti with onions and a lot of cheese. Yeah, like cheddar cheese, like shredded cheddar cheese. Or you can get coney dogs. So they do hot dogs with the same way, like a ton of chili, cheese, and onions. The canned skyline chili sounds bad. Yeah. Gold Star version isn't bad either. Yeah, Gold Star is like the other chain, right? Between Skyline and Ohio State football fans. My parents live in Alabama, and they have they put up an Ohio State thing on their property, and they had neighbors that told them, like, you know, they came over here, they go, "This is, you know, not me, I'm this isn't me saying it, but you should probably put that stuff away, or people are gonna notice." And they're not gonna like it very much. That's the kind of attitude they got with their, because it's Alabama fans, you know, and they're arguably worse. I don't know. What's crazy about living in Central Ohio and, you know, being around Ohio State stuff? Like, people are like crazy fans about Ohio State. Like, that's you know what people do. But if you were to have a job interview, you know, that's like, you know, dress nice is an important job. It's, you know, paying lots of money and stuff. If you wore an Ohio State polo, you know, just like a polo with an Ohio State logo on it, perfectly acceptable as dress clothes for that interview. And you'd probably start up a good conversation. Maybe it improves your chances of getting a job. Before we come back and get all the other things, let's go through and get the shoulder pads. With sports, rabbit for my teens, off the level some of the college fan bases. Yeah. I don't particularly care for sports or whatever. Like, I don't really have a team, but I have been to an Ohio State football game. It was pretty fun. Everything was way too expensive. But that was pretty fun. The best like sports events or games to go to is hockey. So like professional hockey is an absolute blast. It's like, I don't care at all about hockey, but I will go to hockey. If someone offers me tickets to a hockey game, like, I'm finding a way to go. Watch more football if there was more football than there were ads. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I used to go to hockey games. A company I worked for owned a table at the club level of it was Columbus Blue Jackets stadium, and they would give tickets to people for games. So, but you'd get the whole table. So the table would seat 4, and so it was basically you got the tickets, so you could invite 3 friends or whatever to come with you, and you got a parking spot in the garage attached to the building. So like you would park, you would go to a door, you'd open the door, and you'd be on the club level. Like you don't even have to interact with the plebeians in the stadium. You know, you're just go out. You're on the club level, and you have a table that and a like a waiter and everything, and they had all these restaurants, and it's crazy. Yeah, it definitely helps the entertainment value when you just have a table with like a nice comfy seat, and you can just get up whenever you want and have a bunch of room to move around. Going to Reds games, usually when the Royals are in town every other year. Yeah, since he has a minor league hockey team. Nice. Isn't there the team in Kentucky? They're the
It's cold.
the Y'alls.
Now that's what I call
That's what they're called.
H2O.
Get a drink and a stretch here. Florence. Is it Florence? Yeah, Florence Y'alls, yeah. Alright. Oh yeah. The snap crackle pop. Yeah, wouldn't it be great to live in a town where your whole town is known for what you put on a water tower or whatever? Like that's great. One of their logos is a mustache. That's great. So we don't get all the white done today, but we'll get some of it. Like I said, maybe I'll try to work on it tonight. You can come into tomorrow without having to stare at washes drying. It'd be nice. Or I just put the washes on and I find something else to do for a bit. When I was a kid, I used to go to Columbus Clippers games, the minor league baseball team in Columbus, Ohio, and they would do the best game to go to. So they still do Dime a Dog Night, which is a 10-cent hot dog, and you can buy basically as many as you want. I think they limit like 10 at a time when you go to purchase, but you buy a lot of hot dogs. The other night they had that was my favorite was 10-cent slider night. So they would sell White Castle sliders for 10 cents a piece. And you just go and you go up to any of the food stands and you just give them $1 and they give you like a sack of sliders. And it was great. Just go down like every inning and just get more sliders. Oh, nice. That's cool. You went to a Clippers game? Did Diamond Dog Night or something? Or... Oh, nice. I haven't been to a Clippers game in so long. Oh, that's cool. Two more here. We'll get on this color and I think we'll call it. Getting these shoulder pads and any head crests they got. And I hope you guys have a warm and relaxing day, rest of your day. Be able to get some hobbying in. I'm kind of enjoying painting these right now, so in the zone a little bit. You know, you just got to get started, and motivation kind of sticks around. Don't know if I'll finish them this week, but should have a lot of progress done. Be nice. Maybe a next week finish. Try to field. Maybe just for the fun of it, I'll field these guys in my Zone Mortalis event next weekend. It gives me a goal to finish them, and it lets me put some new minis on the table. Should be fun. Bring some dreadnoughts too. Yeah, bring some fun gun dreadnoughts or crazy Leviathan with double claws. I don't know. We'll find something. But yeah, I think we'll call it there today, and I will be back tomorrow. Try for 11 a.m. again tomorrow. Family will be with me. I don't know. Painting Sun might join me for a little bit or something. We'll see what we do. Everybody wants to come down and hang out. Who knows? But it should be a fun day. Guys, have a wonderful day.
Let me take just a moment.
Hey, Utah Briggs, thank you for following. But yeah, you guys have a great day, and I'm sorry I'm jumping off, Utah Briggs, but I'll be back on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll be back on streaming and painting and hanging out. But have a great day, guys. Bye, everybody.